Hi everyone, welcome to DOdaily Wednesday workout. It's Des here, looking to offer some midweek motivation and to keep us pushing through another week, trying to be as positive and enthusiastic as we can. As is normally the case at this time, down by the River Trent, enjoying my surroundings. Can't believe how light it is at this time of day. But it's nearly Midsummer's Day. That's in a week and a half or a week or so. So it's a really pleasant evening. A bit cooler than the last couple of nights, but that's not a problem. It feels nice and fresh after yet another tough workout today. And of course, on a Wednesday, I look to get in my activity, make sure I'm using it. Use it as time out as well from the busyness of everything going on. And on today's episode, what I really want to talk about is how in the last couple of weeks I've had to use the adversity and then use all the good, exciting things. Yesterday, of course, was a culmination of a fantastic weekend. Football, cricket, doing things with friends, meeting up with people again. All the things I really enjoy. I spoke about taking the positives, so do check back on that episode, finding the reasons why the days work for you, 2 or 3 things that can make it really positive. And as I was walking out here, I was thinking what I was going to talk about. It kind of dawned on me that today I've not really had to think, and I guess that's the fruits of all the all those times, whether it be good or bad or indifferent, where I've had to keep pushing through, had to keep checking in, keep thinking about what I'm doing, making sure I'm staying to routine. But ultimately, it's kind of led me to a place today where, don't get me wrong, I've had a really, really good day, really, really positive. But, like I say, not had to think about it. And that's where we sort of need to be sometimes, isn't it? Otherwise, we're in danger of burnout and being too full on, too stressed out. It's important to check in all the time. It's important for me to keep talking, but I have to kind of take my mind off it sometimes and just live in the present. And it just shows that because I've kept working hard, because I kept working through it. And again, it doesn't matter which end of the scale it's at, whether I'm not feeling very good, whether I'm feeling fantastic. If you're purposely trying, it can just climb up on you. And today it's been one of those where I've just got about my business, just done what I needed to do. No great shakes. Went to work, did a few jobs this afternoon, got out for my run. Wasn't actually the most pleasing thing about my day today has been I wasn't actually feeling the run. By the time it come around, I was mentally, I was geared up, sort of getting back into my rhythm, like I say, getting to that point. But a little bit of tummy ache. Was considering not doing it on the basis of that, but I felt it wasn't severe enough to stop me. And ultimately, when I went and did it, it all disappeared, and I felt a lot better for it. And again, that just shows that having done all the things I've done, used all the good things, all the bad things, all the times where I've had to make a concerted effort today, something that could have put me off didn't really put me off. It just made me sort of determined to get through it. I've spoken in the last few days about getting up Saturday morning after a big night whilst I was out in Spain, and it was really hot, and I'd agreed to meet somebody and just proved to me I'd got the determination again today without really having to think about it, just feeling a little bit rubbish. I just went out and did it, and that's what I've been kind of striving for now for a good few weeks, just to realise that this is part of my day, this is what I need. I've been talking about how looking after myself, will ultimately help others and set a better example, and today it was a case of pushing through it, doing what I had to do. And whilst, just a small part of the group I do here in Trent Bridge, and people look at each other for inspiration, being the person that leads that, it was good for me just to not find a reason not to. Sometimes, we can all be guilty of it when we really don't want to do something. A little bit of tummy ache might put us off. an headache, a bad day. But for me on a Wednesday, it's all about finding the reason to it. Spoke a lot yesterday about using the pre-match run, something and nothing. It's running on a different day in reality. But for me, because I've told myself it works, if I go out and do that pre-match run, I'll enjoy the football better. On a Wednesday, I go out and get that activity done because it feels like that point where I can check in for the week, realise where I'm at, and start to understand how I can take it forward. And coming out tonight, as I mentioned there, walking up to where I'm at this moment in time, it just dawned on me that I've not had to think. And that's great, because that's getting back to a position where things come that little bit more naturally, particularly in terms of the activity. Of course, I'm a massive advocate of running and walking and keeping fit, but I've not always been on top of that. But when I'm just doing it, hence just doing it, it's fantastic, isn't it? Because that just proves that if you keep working at it, you keep working hard, you use all the scenarios, all the different things that are happening, it can come back, and before you know it, you're in a great rhythm. I'll get up again tomorrow, do what I've got to do, got another run planned, got some jobs to do. It's going to be a busy one, but if I get that activity in, if it makes me feel as good as it does today, again, the heat is making it really, really, really tough. But if I get it in, if I get it done, that'll be 3 consecutive days. Starting to also, on the back of that, whilst I'm getting this rhythm in terms of actually getting out there, starting to lose some of my sort of inhibitions around previous injuries, not really thinking about those, just getting out there, thinking more about, not in terms of pushing for time, but thinking more about my performance levels and how I feel compared to the day before, and how the heat's working to make me that little bit fitter. And that's important, isn't it? Because it's positive thoughts rather than going out there with those negative thoughts. And we all know, and I've said it a million times through DOdaily, if you harbour negative thoughts, all you're going to do ultimately is lead yourself to them. Positivity creates positivity, and of course every day through DOdaily, all I try to be is honest and relatable and realistic. Just show that these things are kind of up and down, aren't they? Thoughts, mindsets, frame of mind, whichever way you look at it. Life's up and down, and whether it's my activity or my work or relationships with people, we just have to keep working really hard. Just taking Wednesday as an isolated sort of occasion this week, or as an isolated occasion through DOdaily, I always say it's time to check in, it's time to look at where we are. And I've inadvertently done that subconsciously, tried to do it consciously all the time, but by sort of just going about my business, by building on what I've done in the last couple of days, by coming back from a tough situation, it just proves that it comes that little bit more naturally. When I do think about it, that makes me feel even better. That makes me feel amazing, because it definitely then feels worthwhile. And that's all I really want to say, guys. Nothing too much today. It's just a case of, it's a message that I've delivered several times in the past. It's just one of those where just looking to keep the momentum going, keep doing the things I do, and the more you do it, the easier it becomes in terms of structure, in terms of reality, and it gives you every opportunity to take it forward in the best way possible. And when you do, nothing else really matters. All that negativity falls by the wayside, and we become a lot happier, a lot more content, and a lot more willing to do what it takes. And when we've got that, that's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? On a Wednesday, looking towards the end of the week, thinking about more activity, more sessions to do. What more can I ask for? Built up from a position this time last week, was feeling okay, but not as good as I do now. Now I can say feeling tip top, looking forward to the end of the week. Of course, it's Thursday Thoughts tomorrow. Your chance to ask me questions about absolutely anything that's on your mind in terms of activity, the way I'm feeling, the things I'm doing, the things I've said, or just light-hearted stuff like what do I like on TV? That's just an example. What do I like for my tea? It's just a chance to interact, just to use DOdaily as a chance to, as a release from everything, and just sort of draw some inspiration from what other people are doing. I love to encourage the comments and involvement. So please check that out. 7 o'clock tomorrow, I'll be back on with a live episode. Of course, getting that a little bit further out my comfort zone by doing it live. Don't know what the questions will be because Kay puts them all up for me, but really looking forward to getting stuck into them. If you've got anything, I'd love you to ask me, and like I say, it might just help those people who listen most, those people who try and draw inspiration from others, take information on board, tend to be the ones that get further forward that little bit quicker. And that's all I'm ever doing, is listening to other people, taking advice, trying new things. So hopefully you can too. Just really thankful for the way things have picked up. Really, really sort of pleased that it's turned around quite quickly. It doesn't always happen that quick. It doesn't always happen as slow in many ways. You can't really put a finger on it sometimes, but like I always say, so it can turn like that. So before I know it, it could all go a little bit pear-shaped. I'm hoping that's not the case, because I'm full of positive thoughts now. Really looking forward to what I can do, rather than, particularly with the running, what I can't, or stressed about situations that upset me. All that's kind of gone by the wayside. So like I say, just really, really pleased. Looking forward to more excitement at the weekend, going into that in a positive frame of mind. One thing I have been doing, and the Do Running guys will probably think, for God's sake, I wish he'd shut up. When I'm feeling good about my activity, I feel I'm in a great position to keep inspiring, keep talking to people, keep advising. I try not to preach. I know it's not simple, but through the running groups, I'll try and use some of my experience. I'll create posts, I'll encourage more activity, I'll encourage little trips and group activities. So been doing that, and again, that sort of good spirit, team spirit, knowing that I'm a real team player really, really helps, and that's all I can do, isn't it? So until tomorrow's live episode, stay tuned. Looking to get back into some real rhythm with DOdaily. Now other things are starting to fall into place, and that's what happens, isn't it? Because once my running's right, any good feeling is an even better feeling. If I've got bad feeling, it's not quite so bad, because I'm doing my running bit. Once that clicks into place, for me personally, it's my medicine, it's my drug. It really helps me put everything else right. So looking to get everything back in order, push on and keep smiling. Until tomorrow, guys, hopefully you have a fantastic evening. You've enjoyed the episode. If you have, please do give it a thumbs up. Do it now. That'd be absolutely amazing. Be ever so grateful for that. And of course, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. Nearly about to hit a 50 block, so that'd be amazing. 650, one off, I think. So you could be the 650th, but regardless, thank you for watching. Just doing it.